Are you tired of your SQL queries looking like a jumbled mess? If you've ever wished for a way to pretty format your SQL statements in SQLAlchemy, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle this issue and show you how to make your SQL output look beautiful. I totally get it. Seeing a complex SQL statement all squished together can be overwhelming. You're not alone in this frustration. Many developers face the same challenge when working with SQLAlchemy. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I get SQLAlchemy to pretty print the SQL statements? They provided an example of their output, which was quite hard to read. Sound familiar? Let's dive into how we can solve this. So what's the issue here? SQLAlchemy generates SQL statements, but by default, they can be quite compact and difficult to read. We need to find a way to format them for better readability. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that will help you maintain clean and readable SQL statements in all your projects. To pretty print SQL statements in SQLAlchemy, the user should first ensure they are using the correct dialect and compile options. This will help format the output more clearly. Next, the user can utilize the compile method on their SQLAlchemy statement. This method allows for customization of how the SQL is generated. To enhance the readability of the SQL output, the user can format the SQL string after compilation. This can be done by adding line breaks and indentation manually. Finally, the user should consider using third-party libraries that specialize in SQL formatting. These libraries can automatically format SQL strings to be more readable. Fun fact, did you know that the first SQL database was created in the 1970s? It was called System R, and it laid the groundwork for modern databases. Just like those early systems, we want our SQL to be clear and understandable. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves monkey patching SQLAlchemy for pretty SQL query printing. First, you need to install the SQL parse library. Then you can define a custom logging function that formats the SQL messages using SQL parse. This function replaces the default logging behavior in SQLAlchemy, allowing for better readability of your SQL queries. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative solution comes from a user who created a script that utilizes the SQL parse library. This script can handle one or more SQL files and produces cleanly formatted output. It allows you to easily pretty print SQL statements. Here's a pro tip. Always review your SQL output before executing it. A well-formatted SQL statement not only looks good, but also helps you catch errors before they happen. And there you have it. With these tips, your SQLAlchemy queries can look much cleaner and more professional. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks on SQLAlchemy and beyond.